Hi, my name is Marla Fernandez, and I'm going to be your next state representative for Arapahoe County. This country needs every ounce of its energy to restore itself. This means that the farmer is doomed to provide a certain amount of his money out of the sale of his produce, no matter how low the price to pay for his taxes. And if too low, he is subsidized, which is corrupting to his work ethic and productivity ability. The manufacturer, the professional man or woman, the clerk must do the same from their income. The wage earner, often at a higher rate when compared to his earnings, makes his contribution at a higher rate. Perhaps not directly or indirectly, in the advance cost of everything he buys, as well as all of the mandated benefits such as insurance, Medicare, etc. The expense of government reaches everybody. Although the wealthy elite are insulated to a significant degree, taxes take from everyone a part of his earnings and force everyone to work for a certain part of his time for the government. And the average person today, they work until mid-May each year, and often referred to as Tax Freedom Day. When we come to realize that the yearly expenses of the government of this country, the ridiculous sum in unaccountable trillions of dollars supposedly needed by the national government and the remainder by local governments, such a sum is difficult to comprehend. It represents all the pay of tens of millions of wage earners receiving $175 a day on average, working 300 days in the year. If the government should add $100 billion of expense, it would represent at least an extra day of work of these wage earners. But due to the fact that the money is often borrowed from future generations, the real tax to pay is inflation. Increase in currency supply and credit, which causes goods and services to rise in price. These are some of the reasons why I want to cut down public expense when you elect me this November. I want the people of Colorado to be able to work less for the government and more for themselves. But don't tell that to the Democrats. They want to enslave you to big government. Remember, any government big enough to give you what you want is also big enough to take what you have. I want them to have the rewards of their own industry. This is the chief meaning of freedom, an idea that has been lost on the Democrats, as the idea is of individuality. Until we can reestablish a condition under which the earnings of the people can be kept by the people, we are bound to continue to suffer a very severe and distinct curtailment of our liberties. Another word which the Democrats are totally unfamiliar. These results are not fanciful, they are not imaginary, they are grimly actual and real, reaching into every household in the land and in Colorado especially. They take from each home annually an average of over $20,000, and taxes must be paid. Contrary to the lies the IRS purveys, they are not voluntary contributions to be met out of the surplus earnings. They are necessary. They are a necessity. They come first before the citizen and worker. It is only out of what is left after the government is paid that the necessity of food, clothing, shelter can be provided, and the comforts of home security or yearnings of the soul for a more complete and prosperous life to be satisfied. When the government affects a new economy, it grants everybody a life pension with which to raise the standard of existence. It increases the value of everybody's property, raises the scale of everybody's wages. One of the greatest favors that can be bestowed upon the American people is economy in government. And the understanding of that is that government should only do for the people what the people cannot do for themselves. That and staying out of people's sex lives and personal preference will go a long way towards restoring freedom and the Constitution. Thank you very much for listening, and this is paid for by Marla Fernandez and her campaign. Thank you very much.